Good morning. I'm Marla from the Pickens County School System, and I'm here to introduce your speaker, Ms. Susan Reeves. She's been with the school system for over 40 years, or in education for over 40 years, and she has spent that entire time with the Pickens County School System. And I know in our office, if we ever need to know anything at all, and we can't find anybody, we always say, go ask Susan. Susan will know. If she doesn't know, she can tell you where to go to find it. She's wonderful. I work for her, and she is absolutely the best person that I've ever had the privilege of working for. And she's going to introduce our Teachers of the Year to you. So, Ms. Susan Reeves.
Didn't tell you is I started working when I was 4. So anyway, Amberly asked me a few days ago would I come and introduce the Teachers of the Year to the came for breakfast, and I said, well, public speaking is not my thing, but it's certainly a great honor to be able to do that. She said, oh, well, there'll only be about 30 people there. And I'm looking out here, and I need to send Amberly back to school for her math. Anyway, it is a wonderful day, and it's always a wonderful day when I get to stand up and recognize good teaching and our wonderful teachers we do have in our system that dedicate themselves daily. Shirley Hufstedler, who you may or may not know, was the first Secretary of Education under Jimmy Carter, and she always had a quote that I really like. It says, the role of the teacher remains the highest calling of a free people. To the teacher, America entrusts her most precious resource, her children, and asks that they be prepared to face the rigors of individual participation in a democratic society. I think that pretty well sums up that we do give our precious resource to teachers on a daily basis, and I'm proud in Pickens County that I think we make a good choice when we do that. The Teacher of the Year has been around nationally for a long time. It started in 1952. Georgia has participated since 1971 in the program. And Pickens County began, not all systems participated at the beginning. Pickens County began in the early 90s submitting candidates, and in 1999 we began having an annual celebration to acknowledge these people. These people are recognized by their peers. They are nominated at their school by the people who know them daily and see their quality of work. So it is quite an honor to be recognized, because you are being recognized by your peers as outstanding. The qualifications, the candidate for the Teacher of the Year, this is there is an 18-page application these people fill out for the state Teacher of the Year elimination. And here are the qualifications as listed in that application. Must be a certified classroom teacher with a clear and renewable certificate in public pre-kindergarten through grade 12, including special ed, physical education, art, music, and media specialists. Counselors, because they are service or field, are not eligible. An exceptional, dedicated, knowledgeable, and skilled teacher who is planning to continue in active teaching status. If you are committed to submitting your name for this, you are committing to a 3-year, possibly a 3-year process, because if you do win state, you're submitted to the national, and that's a 3-year commitment of time. It must be a teacher who inspires students of all backgrounds and abilities to learn. A teacher who has the respect and admiration of students, parents, and colleagues. A teacher who plays an active and useful role in the community as well as in the school. And a teacher who is poised and articulate and possesses the energy to withstand a taxing schedule. So that's the qualifications. I'm sure all of the people that will be here today meet every single one of those qualifications and then some. The selection process, as I said, begins at each school. Usually this is done through the nomination process and a chance to vote. In September, the schools submit their candidate's name to the central office, and each candidate receives a copy of that 18-page page State Teacher of the Year packet to complete. This is posted out on the state website if any of y'all would like to go and see what it is they are completing. It's at the Department of Ed website. During October, the candidates complete and return the application package while the central office puts together a selection committee to interview and select one teacher to represent the system as the State Teacher of the Year candidate. Now, this committee is generally comprised of business people, community partners, sometimes retired teachers, people that really, we try to avoid anyone who has a child currently in school just to keep them from being in the uncomfortable position of having to maybe make a choice for or against their child's school. So that committee interviews, and this year that'll be on October 25th, all of our candidates, and they have a copy of the written packet, and they make, based upon their interviews and that packet of information, they make their choice as the System Teacher of the Year. And folks, this is, everybody I've ever talked to who served on this committee will tell you it is one of the hardest choices they ever make, and that they have a duty to do, because it is choosing from the best. So this year, then, that's kept secret until the system has a Teacher of the Year banquet, and it's announced that night at the banquet. The banquet is funded through staff project money that is donated by people in the community, and Coca-Cola Bottling Company is a major contributor on that. So it's not taxpayer money. I just, well, since I have y'all here as an audience, wanted to include that. It is done by donations from the businesses and in the community, such as yourself. In November 30th, end of the month, we submit the state application to the state, and they have a committee that looks at the possibly 180 applications and chooses 10 that they would like to follow up with. Those people become the city finalists. And from that, they go out and they do interviews, they do videos of them in the classroom, they do an extensive review of their work, and they select one person to be the State Teacher of the Year. And from that, that's recognized in May of the year. So in May of 2013, they will recognize the Teacher of the Year for 2014. So the application package our people fill out today says 2014 Teacher of the Year. From there, it's submitted to the national. They go through a similar process, and they select a national candidate. Georgia has had one national Teacher of the Year. His name was Andy Baumgardner. He actually was raised up here in Gilbert County, but he was working in Richmond County as a kindergarten teacher, and that's what he was recognized for. So that's pretty much the process that these people are beginning and will begin, or they have undertaken now that they've completed their packets, but they'll begin on the 25th with their interviews. And so I would like to recognize the people who will remain standing. I believe most of our principals are here, so I'd like to ask y'all to stand when your school is called. And our first candidate is from Harmony Elementary. It's Jennifer Blankenship. Jennifer is a first grade teacher, and her principal is Sherry Martin. At Tate Elementary School, we have Amanda Neighbors, who is a kindergarten teacher, and her principal is Dr. Deb Longshore. From Hill City Elementary School, we have Jacqueline Tipton, who's a K-5 art teacher, and her principal is Dr. Carlton Wilson. From Pickens County Middle School, we have Marla Callahan, who's an 8th grade math teacher, and her principal is Dr. Chris Lemieux. From Jasper Middle School, we have Leah VanDoran, who's a chorus and general music teacher, and her principal is Neil Howell. And from Pickens High School, we have Angela Quarles, who is video, broadcasting, and engineering teacher, and her principal is Eddie McDonald. And if you will, please give these people a round of Shoffer, and she's a second grade teacher, and her principal is Dr. Reeves.